this is Angie Pie. I'm doing another weekly update. This week has been a very beautiful week for me. And I'm going to start with Monday the 30th of November. Right. The most notable of the days was I went to the job centre and that went really well for once. I think probably something to do with the fact that I had a different job coach, and it feels like whenever I have a different job coach I always feel more comfortable with them than my normal one. I'm not sure why. It might be something about me being intimidated by the woman that's supposed to be my job coach. But I arrived at the job centre dressed in my interview attire, and the reason for that was at 5 o'clock that day I had an interview at the Counting House in Glasgow. So now I'll go on to talk about the interview. As I said, Counting House in Glasgow, and I was going to show you the hat that I was worrying about showing up there wearing. It's a hat that I've had for about a year and a half now, but the main thing is there's a button that I have on the hat, which looks very weird if I take it off now, because it kind of makes the hat look, fashionable in a way. And it's this button that I got from West Kilbride. I told you about it before. I went into the cafe, the cafe with my friend Ruby Jeans, and I saw someone wearing this button, and I said, "Oh, that looks nice." And she said, "Would you like to have it? We make these." So I've got the button, and for those who don't know about the controversy of Scottish independence, let me let you in on this. Some people don't like it when they see the word yes on badges. So that's why I was worrying about showing up in an interview wearing this particular button. So what I did was, in my immense research of Wetherspoons, which is what the Counting House is part of, I looked into what their stance was on Scottish independence, and yippee for me, they were yes voters. So I went in wearing this badge, knowing all of my knowledge, having all this knowledge about Wetherspoons and the Counting House and the founders and their stances on independence, and there wasn't any questions that was to do with that in the whole interview. He mainly asked me about me, which completely threw me off actually, because I'm so used to them saying, "What do you know about us? What do you know about our chain of restaurants?" So that's what I expected, but it wasn't what I got. Instead, he asked me about my experiences in my other jobs like Potters, and I went into detail. I may have exaggerated a little bit about how much I did at the Elgin Youth Cafe, but I talked about it as much as I could, and for once he actually let me talk about it. There's a lot of job interviewers where they interrupt you when you go off on a tangent. And I'm not that I'm saying I went off on a tangent, but I went into detail about what I did. And that was really nice. And well, also on Monday, after the interview that went rather well, and he immediately offered me a work trial for the following Wednesday, I went to see the Steve Jobs film at Cineworld. Yes, I went to the cinema again. I have to say that this is the first film that I've gone to see this year which I can actually say is definitely a 10 out of 10, because it caught my interest on an intellectual level. Like, as soon as they introduced the character of Steve Wozniak, I was like, "Oh my god, it's Woz! Oh my god, it's Woz!" And I tried my best to contain myself in the cinema, but I was really excited about seeing the two Steves there, because, yeah. But what threw me off for about 5 seconds was the fact that Wozniak was played by a a certain actor that a lot of my friends don't like, because he's been in Knocked Up, and I'm not sure, but he's sort of like a comedic actor. So yes, the film. It doesn't just focus on Steve Jobs' career with Apple, it also had a lot of in-depth focus on his relationship with his daughter Lisa, and it showed the progression of him from saying she's not my daughter to him being really close to her, and I really enjoyed watching the relationships in the film and how it portrayed them. And I think it portrayed the relationships between his family and his friends and all of his co-workers really well, especially the one between the two Steves, because there was definitely a bromance blooming right there. They definitely showed that those guys would stick up for each other, no matter how much shit that they also said about each other in the media. I think that it was a very good movie, and it was definitely not biased to any one person, while at the same time portraying Steve's career and his job. So 10 out of 10. I'm now going to go on to talk about Tuesday, the 1st of December. This started off as a very good day for me as well, because I had sausages and eggs for breakfast. I had Linda McCartney sausages, and I watched some anime before I went over to the Gentle Giant's house, the smoked Gentle Giant's house, and we watched the 5th Harry Potter film, and we made little comments throughout about Umbridge and all of the characters, and it was a good film. I always love the Harry Potter series, it's why I've been watching it, I think. And then we had a nap, like at the credits, and we woke up when the film started to play again, and we're just like, oh no, why does it have to do this? And then we watched YouTube before I went off to college, and this week's college was much better than last week's. And my lecturer is making me start on the finished project already. There's still a lot of time before the end of the course, but she's decided to make everyone start on the finished projects. And like the picture I showed you last week, I'm doing a brooch, and I'm making it out of brass. I think that's pretty much it for college. So there's nothing much else I can say about Tuesday, aside from the fact that the Gentle Giant made me watch I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, which I was very loath to watch. Oh yes, the last thing before I move on from Tuesday, when I was on the way home from college, and I was waiting in the train station, a little cat came up to make friends with me, and now I'm going to show you some pictures of said cat. Just want to say, she came over to me, she sat on my lap, and she clawed at my chest for a little while, then she took a nap on my lap, and then she got up and went for another walk around before doing the same thing again, and I was very worried about her sleeping on my leg and making me miss my train, but I managed to get home, and that was good. So here's some pictures of said cat. Of December now. Wednesday I went to the work trial, and this was after I'd been to a doctor's appointment at 9 o'clock in the morning, and like I went from the doctor's and I went to get some breakfast at this place where we always go to get bacon sandwiches for breakfast, and while I was waiting for them to make my food up, I passed out. I know it's really weird and worrisome, but they were really lovely because they helped me to sit on a chair. There was this man who was this other customer that had been served, and he helped me to sit on the chair, and then they brought me a glass of water, and then I had my food and I was fine when I went home. So I don't entirely understand why I passed out, but I think it's probably because I'd not had any food, because I wasn't allowed to have any food before I went in to the doctor's. I think it's fine. So I went to the work trial, and it turned out that I'd actually interviewed for a place as a kitchen porter, which I was a bit confused about because on their advertisement they just said kitchen staff. I didn't know that I was going to be a kitchen porter, and it turned out that the kitchen porter that worked there didn't know that I was going to be in there that day. So the both of us were kind of confused, but we worked it out, and he trained me, and I spent 2 hours in there doing shift work, basically, pretty much. I mean, he showed me what to do, and I did it, and I think this must have helped him a bit. And what I'm going to say is I enjoyed it, and it gives me a new appreciation and respect for kitchen porters, because it's very stressful to be in there and trying to wash dishes while there's all that stuff going on in the kitchen around you. And there was 2 people that came up to me that kind of annoyed me because they distracted me from doing my work. The first one was this woman who told me off for having chewing gum, and I thought nobody else had told me off for having chewing gum, and I'd completely forgotten that I had chewing gum, to be honest. And the way that she said it was, you're not allowed to eat in a kitchen, when really what she should have said was, you can't eat in this kitchen because of hygiene. And that would have made more sense and not make her sound kind of dumb, because the way she said it did sound kind of dumb. And really it would have been better if she'd phrased the sentence, a bit differently, because really it didn't make any sense the way that she'd said it. But that's just me being a little bit pedantic, I think. The second person that annoyed me and distracted me from my work was this person that came around handing out hairnets. To be honest, I kind of was okay with that, because I hadn't known where to get hairnets from, and she helped me by giving me a hairnet because she'd been going around hanging them out. So yes, and after the work trial at Glasgow, I was too tired to go out to my Krav Maga class, so I just stayed in that night, and I watched anime on my laptop, really, but that was good, and I had a good time, just relaxing. Now I'm going to talk about Thursday a little bit. It was mainly a relaxing day, and I did some cleaning and prepared for a visitor that I was going to have at the weekend. The gentle giant was going to come over and sleep. So I cleaned the house and did some errands and made sure that my house was good. But what happened was, Thursday, after I'd done my shopping, I went out for lunch at Morrison's, and I got a lemon meringue pie with a coffee for my lunch. Oh, and it was amazing. And I didn't pass out, which was good. But most of Thursday was cleaning. So I'm going to take this time to talk about what I was writing recently in the blog. You may have noticed that I've been posting a lot of quotes from the Open University, and that's because I've been doing a online creative writing class with my friend Ruby Jeans, and we've been taking part in discussions and posting sections of our stories, and I feel that it's really helping me to get back into writing and to figure out ways to get around writer's block and to come up with ideas. And it's also a great method to bounce ideas off with other people, and to learn from other writers in general. So that's what I've been doing this week. That's why you've been seeing all those millions of blog entries. On to Friday, I had a friend visiting. As I've said, I had the smug gentle giant visiting, and I had to, do any last minute cleaning things. One thing that I couldn't manage to get done was putting away the laundry because it wasn't dry yet, but he didn't mind so much. And then we took a nap as soon as he arrived for about 2 hours. And then as soon as I managed to turn on my television, which I don't know if I've mentioned before, but my television doesn't always turn on when I tell it to. and it usually takes about an hour to warm up, I think. So as soon as the television was able to be turned on, we watched a bit of QI, which was an episode with Sue Perkins, because he likes Sue Perkins from all of the Game of Thrones casts that she's done. We also had chicken pizza, which is what I bought from Morrison's the day before. And then I asked him what he wanted to do, and he didn't know, so I suggested that he play some more Tales of Xillia. So we ended up playing Tales of Xillia 2, and I think he got about as far as Rufus was in it, and I'm the only one that's any close to completing it. And it was really nice. I think we spent about 5 hours with me lying on the couch watching him play that. Before we went to bed, probably about midnight. And about 2 o'clock in the morning, my window decided it was going to wake us up, so I had him come through and help me with figuring out what to do, because it was really noisy. And I also worried that it was going to happen in the living room or the kitchen as well, where there's other windows that are designed like that. And what I really need to do is get in touch with my landlord and get it sorted out for good, because a towel is not going to cut it at keeping the rain and wind out. Another thing about Friday was I got my bank card delivered with my new hyphenated last name, and I was really pleased about that. In fact, anytime I see something with my new hyphenated last name, I get really excited about it. And when I say a bit excited, I mean majorly excited, because it's so good after almost 5 years to have that when I've wanted it and been able to get it done. I've just been really proud because of a certain someone until I broke up with it. So, started cheating. Today was the best day ever. Yes. Okay, Saturday. I'm going to talk about Saturday now, and I'm going to get a bit excited and a bit not quite rushed. What happened was Friday, STG stayed over, and then Saturday we were going to go meet Ninja Chimp for his birthday and our other friends. And we woke up and we had separate showers and we had coffee, and then we went out to meet them. Well, we ended up meeting Nutella first, because she got a lift down from her boyfriend's mum. Then we went into Farm Foods because we saw Rufus, Floater, and Floater's brother go into Farm Foods. And then when me and Nutella went out to get money, we bumped into Ninja Chimp, because he was going towards where we were all supposed to meet, which was in the bacon place in Aldo's. So there was the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and me equals 7. There was 7 of us, because there was another girl that joined us after that. And so we went to get bacon, although I didn't have bacon, and obviously Gentle Giant didn't have bacon, and I don't know if anyone else also didn't have bacon, but basically I got a cake, and we all went to Potter's, where we were going to hang out for the rest of the afternoon/morning. And we played pool, and we put songs on the jukebox, and we chatted quite a bit, and it was a good afternoon, and it was all in honour of Ninja Chimp's coming birthday, because his birthday is during the week when everyone else has work or college. College for me, obviously. Yeah. And it was a nice afternoon, and I think he had a good time, and it was really nice to see everyone all together, because it's very rare that we actually manage to plan things where everyone's all together. I'm glad. After that, chill. I went to see The Darkness in Glasgow. Yes, I did. I went up with Nutella. We had to get the bus all the way to Kilwinning from Largs, because trains were cancelled, and while we were on the bus, we got the bus with Gentle Giant because he had to go towards True. And when me and Nutella got into Glasgow, we went into Costa, and we got coffees together and little cakes, and then we went to wait outside the O2 Arena. So when we went into the concert venue, we bought these t-shirts, and she got a different one than me, but it still says the same thing, obviously. Pardon me. And then we went and we got water from the bar before we found a spot close to the stage. And right, so the supporting act was these two guys from Glasgow. I didn't know what they were called, but they seemed to be fun. And then The Darkness came on, and of course that was really exciting. There was Justin Hawkins, and he was wearing this big blue suit thing, which of course, gradually throughout the concert he removed items of clothing until near to the end he was wearing a very tiny pair of tennis shorts. That was very lovely to see his tattooed body in all its wonder. Marvel. And then there was his brother on the lead guitar, and I think he looked a lot like the Gentle Giant because his hair was all long and straggly. And he was also wearing a nice suit. And then there was the bass player who was on the t-shirts, and he's got frizzy hair and a sort of 70s mustache, and then he was wearing this big red and black suit, which I thought made him look like someone bad. But the main thing that I liked about the bass player was his guitar was awesome. It was gold. Yes, gold bass guitar is amazing. Yes. And then there was the drummer. I can't not mention the drummer. He was just a little guy that sat at the back with blonde hair, and I think he was the only one not wearing a suit of some kind. Yes. Okay. I'm going to talk more detail now about what went on during the concert. Me and Nutella were being butted about quite a bit by other fans, obviously, as you do, because it's quite crowded in there. And there was this one guy that was standing behind us, and he went up to grab her hair, and she just ignored that, sort of. And then he tried to grab my hair, so I grabbed my guard, his butt, right away. He was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Don't do that," because he tried to grab my hair and he'd already grabbed her hair. And then later on, during the act, Justin pointed to the guy who had tried to grab our hairs, and he was like, "I dedicate this song to you. Get your hands off my woman, asshole." That was amazing. I don't know if I've mentioned before, but the only concert that I've gone to which is quite tame in comparison was the Evanescence concert, where we weren't allowed to have flash photography and we weren't allowed to go in with bottles of any kind. So yeah, they threw their plectrums into the audience, and at the end the drummer threw his his drumsticks into the audience, and also the bass player threw his bottle of water at Nutella. She grabbed it, and that was quite amazing. That was a real experience for me. Also, the fact that Justin was carried into the audience by a member of the security is just... the entire concert was mind-blowing for me, and I feel like, in comparison, I've never been to a concert that was that wild, even though I've been to Belladrum, but then again that's the Tartan Heart Festival and that's pretty child-friendly. I'd say this wasn't really that child-friendly. I was pretty much on the verge of screaming at Justin to take off his trousers. Yes, okay, now we shall stop the video here. Yes. The Darkness are awesome. Thank you for watching.